Hello, the story I'm going to read you today is called Elizabeti's Doll. It is by Stephanie Stuve Bodine and illustrated by Christy Hale. That must be Elizabeti. Elizabeti had a new baby brother named Obedi. Elizabeti watched Mama take care of him, and she wanted to care for her own baby. That's her new baby brother. Do you have maybe a younger brother or sister? Or maybe you are the younger brother or sister. She didn't have a doll, so she went outside and picked up a stick. She tried to hug it, but it poked her, and she dropped it on the ground. Then Elizabeti picked up a rock. It was just the right size to hold, and it didn't poke Elizabeti when she hugged it. She kissed the rock and named it Eva. So she doesn't have a doll, so she finds a rock that's just the right size. When baby Obedi had a bath, he splashed and got Mama all wet. Babies like to play in the water usually. When Eva had a bath, she behaved very nicely and only splashed a little. Mama fed Obedi and he gave a loud burp. You have to burp a baby after you feed them. Elizabeti fed Eva, but she was too polite to burp. She's watching what her mommy does, and she's doing that to her baby Eva. Mama changed the cloth wrapped around Obedi's bottom, and it was very messy. Elizabeti was relieved to find that Eva's bottom was still clean. When Mama did her chores, she tied Obedi onto her back with a bright cloth called a kanga. That way, look, she has both of her hands free and she carries the baby on her back. When Elizabeti did her chores, she also tied Eva onto her back with a kanga. Mama had to help a little. Elizabeti went to visit her friend Rahiley. Rahiley laughed when she saw that Elizabeti had a rock for a doll. How do you think that made Elizabeti feel? But Rahila didn't have a doll either, so when Elizabeti left, Rahila found her own rock and named it Malusi. So she was laughing at her, but really, she really wanted one of her own. When Elizabeti got home, it was time for her to get water from the village well. She took Eva out of the kanga and laid her on the ground near some other rocks, so she wouldn't be lonely. Then Elizabeti wrapped the kanga into a small bundle, put it on top of her head, and placed the water jug on top of the kanga. This was how she always carried water and other heavy things. Look, you can see she's carrying the jug on her head. Elizabeti soon returned with the water and took it to her sister Pendo, inside the cooking hut where all the family's meals were made. So she's got the water to cook dinner with. Then Elizabeti ran outside to get Eva, but Eva was gone. Elizabeti looked all around, but she couldn't find Eva. Remember, she left her in that big pile, and now she's not there. Mama found a new rock and gave it to Elizabeti. Elizabeti shook her head when she saw it. The rock was just a rock. Mama's trying to help, but it's just not the same. Pendo also bought Elizabeti a rock, but it wasn't Eva either. Elizabeth was very sad and sat quietly until it was time to help Pendo in the cooking hut. Look at how sad she feels. Have you ever lost something that's very special to you? How did you feel? The family had rice for dinner every night, and it was Elizabeti's job to put the pot of rice on the fire pit, which was made of 3 large stones. Elizabeti sadly filled the pot with water and set it on the stones to boil. But one of those stones wasn't a stone at all. It was Eva. So look, this is their fire pit made with rocks and some, maybe it looks like grass or wood to burn. But one of them is Eva. Elizabeth called for Mama, and together they moved the pot of water and rolled Eva away from the fire. Although Eva was a bit dirty, she hadn't been hurt. Pendo ran outside to get a new stone for the fire pit, which is just how poor Eva had become lost. Eva sat quietly while Elizabeti cleaned her off and hugged her. Look, there's her sister getting another rock, and there she is cleaning off Eva. At bedtime, Mama sang a lullaby and rocked Obedi in her arms until he fell asleep. Elizabeti sang a lullaby too, but she fell asleep before Eva did. Mama covered Elizabeti and Eva with a blanket. She smiled and thought that one day Elizabeti would make a fine mother. And Eva thought so too. That's the end. Elizabeti is getting some practice, if she ever has her own kids, of how to raise them. We can learn a lot by looking at the people we love who are older than us and seeing what they do. And that's what Elizabeti does. She looks at her mom and how she's taking care of her baby Obedi, and she does the same thing with Eva. Is there something you'd like to do that one of the grown-ups in your life knows how to do? You can ask them for help and you can watch them. I had fun reading to you. I'll see you later.